questions of any of us. And if you don't, I'm sure the lunch that we promised will be served.
On the human resources, there was an issue early on, I think last year, with monitoring of state employee computers. Is that gonna, what's the status of that, and what are your thoughts on tracking what people do vis-a-vis their workstations when they're at work?
Are you asking Kate or me that
Both.
question? Do you want me to go first?
Sure.
You know, my judgment is, as governor, that we have an extraordinarily dedicated workforce. And they've been working under tough times when we've all had to take pay cuts. They've done it with grace and dignity. As the governor, I'm going to ensure that state employees understand that I deeply appreciate every hour of work they do. I deeply appreciate what they do for Vermont, often for pay that is lower than what you get in the private sector. Most of them work for the state because they love this state and they really want to serve it. And I've never found that I get the best results from my employees in my business by telling them that I don't trust what they do, so I'm going to implement and deploy spyware to feed my concern. I think that if we have employees that aren't doing the right thing at work, they should be disciplined, but I trust the people that work for me, and I will as governor.
So if I could just jump in too, Governor-elect, and just say as the Secretary of Administration designee and the current state treasurer, that I think the treasurer's office might have been the only department, state government, that said from the beginning that we were not going to do the monitoring. There's a difference between blocking inappropriate websites for everybody and monitoring. And you know, I'm committed to working with the governor-elect and the Commissioner of Human Resources to completely review that policy as soon as possible. But we don't take office until January 6th, so it's not really yet in our realm. I think based on what the governor-elect said and what the Secretary of Administration's track record is, we can expect a thorough review of that. And I agree 100% with the sentiments that, you know, while we need to ensure the taxpayers that we have state employees that are being productive and on the job, we also want to be motivating people by respecting them and trusting them.
So does that mean that you probably won't be using that software?
Well, as I personally, I think we really owe it to the process to have a review before making definitive statements. But I think you can see the direction this is going. I do point out, and we haven't had a chance to discuss this again, that there is a difference between having a system, and maybe it's that same system that can do blocking so that, you know, pornographic websites just don't show up. That's one thing. The other is monitoring what websites people are going that are even permitted websites. And those are two distinct features, and I don't know where the technology on that overlaps, but I would think that you could do, I know you can't do one without the other.
You reviewed it pretty thoroughly, Jeb, in deciding not to implement that particular aspect of the software in your administration. Governor-elect, you were one of the vocal critics of the monitoring software when it wasn't implemented. What's keeping you guys right now from saying, yeah, we're not going to use this when we're...
Well, I think if you read between the lines, which press is pretty good at, that's what we're saying. I think we're just saying that we do feel that we owe it to the incumbent administration to at least review what they've done, what they've put in place, and why. But we're both skeptics. We trust our employees. We know they work hard for Vermont, and we want them to understand that we have a lot of confidence in them.